So in 6 weeks, I'm gonna be finishing a challenge that starts right now. So for the past year and a half, I've been trying to get better at running. I first ran a 5K 1 year ago, and just a few months ago, I finished a 12K race. And today, I bought myself a ticket to run a 17K one. So now I gotta start training. So the challenge is to, well, first of all, finish the race, but also to add 1 extra K every time I go running. I've planned this thing in my calendar, and I'm gonna have to add about 3 Ks a week so I can manage to do this thing on time. But you know, seems manageable. So as I said, the goal is to add 1 extra K each time I go for a run. And I'm gonna go very gradually. Last time I ran 3K, today I'm running 4. Next time it's gonna be 5, 6, 7, 8, until I hit the 17K mark for the race. Marion is also training for the race. I'm doing this incrementally like this because last time when I trained for the 12K race, I really overdid it by running big Ks, you know? At the time I was training for a 12K race, and I quickly started running 8, 9, 10 Ks, even though I wasn't used to running this many Ks, you know? And I ran these types of volumes before the race, and this tired me up for the actual race. So this time I decided that I would take it real slow, really incremental, to avoid burning out during the race. Still, I don't know if that's a good idea or not, because I am gonna be running bigger and bigger volumes each week. Last week I ran 12K, and this upcoming week alone, I'm gonna be running 21K. So all this to say that I don't know if I'm making the right decision here. I'm just trying out something. I don't know, in my head it sounds like a good plan to run a little bit more each day, but when you think about it, I'm also going to be running a lot longer each day, so I don't know if it's a good plan for somebody that's sort of a beginner. But I mean, for now I'm feeling rather good. Right now I'm at 7K, and this weekend, well, I didn't tell you because I didn't even plan for it, so yeah, I'm going to be doing sort of a mid-training race. That's going to be absolutely perfect for that moment because it's going to be 7.5K. It is as if this event was planned for me, right? How would you look at that? It's already the weekend. So I went into this race thinking it would be just another training, and when they gave the start, I immediately went into race mode. And in the end, I finished the race 9 minutes faster than what I wanted. I wanted to do 45 minutes, and I finished in 36 minutes and something, which I'm super happy about. So tomorrow, 8 kilometers. So the race was yesterday, and we ran 7.5 kilometers. And today we're gonna run 8. I don't really feel like doing that. So yesterday's race was pretty fun, actually pretty easy sort of. Well, not easy for me, but it was okay. I even told Marion that we could go for a run in the evening, which we didn't, but I sort of had the strength, you know? And today it's a little bit different because I have like old people's hips. I forgot to stretch yesterday, so now it hurts. So yesterday I really tried. And the goal for the remaining weeks is to go pretty slow and just chill, you know? I don't think I told you what my goal was with this little challenge. Well, in the long run, I would love to be able to run 10K at a fairly good pace, and for it not being a big dramatic thing, you know? Well, I'm wearing the exact same outfit than yesterday because I'm staying at Marion's place, and I didn't bring more sports clothes because I didn't think I would be running the day after the race. This week is gonna be a pretty intense one for running. There's only one day that I plan on not running. But to sort of chill down, next week, I'm only gonna run 2 times. One time in the beginning of the week and one time at the end of the week.
And this is what I do after my race. I gotta shower somehow. It's okay, it's not too difficult. It's not winter yet.
Okay, bad news. Well, not necessarily bad news, it's just that things didn't go according to plan. I was supposed to run almost every day out of this week. Well, that didn't happen. I missed 2 runs this week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually means that I missed 23 kilometers of running, which is a lot. I know it's only excuses, but I didn't plan for this much change in my life right now. In just a few days period, I had everything mixed together. My job at the museum, clients, and all of a sudden, a lot of time dedicated to school. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Well, anyways, all this to say that there's not enough time left to finish my training with a 16-kilometer run, just like I wanted. I'll see what I can do, but I have a super intense week starting Monday, so I'll run as much as humanly possible to get all of those kilometers in, but my maximum is not going to be 16 kilometers. But that's okay. Plans change. I'm not going to get frustrated and abandon anything because my training wasn't perfect. To be frank, I'm pretty happy that I'm sticking to a sort of plan because running has never been my huge forte, you know? It has always felt way too difficult for me. I mean, especially as a kid. I could sprint really well, but I couldn't run very, very far. And then I grew up. I started having pretty big knee problems. Then I had 3 surgeries on my left knee and couldn't really run after that. I mean, I could, but after I did run a few kilometers, I couldn't really walk for a few days. I mean, not properly. I'm not a big fan of running where cars can drive. Stresses me out a little bit. Ah, Jesus. I just fell because of that little bump in the road there. You don't even see it. That thing there? Look at that. It's nothing. I mean, blood warning. I'm bleeding from the knee and the hand. Oh, man. Where else am I bleeding from? Oh. Plus, I fell with my camera. I hope it's all right. Well, I think I'm gonna stop here because I wasn't feeling it today. And in the middle of the race, I told myself that I would only run like 5 kilometers because I was really tired today. I didn't rest properly from my last run, which was not yesterday, but the day before that. And then I told myself, nah, that's okay, man. You can do it. 11K. And here we are at 7.5K. Fell down, hurt myself. Yeah, I should have listened to my first intuition and just stop, you know? Yeah, I think I'm gonna rest a few days from running, like, I don't know, 3 days. I am gonna go to the gym though, but a little break from running, I think. This is what we call a vertical kilometer. This one is actually 2 kilometers on very steep train tracks or some sort of car tracks or something. Anyways, it's hard. And I'm also running down this hill, so I definitely count that as a training. Okay, now I definitely count that as a training because the run down was 41 minutes, 27 seconds. And if I add the way up, it's 2 hours and 21 minutes of training. Crazy. Yeah, crazy, but that destroyed my legs. I couldn't run for 4 days after this thing. This is the first day I'm able to run, and today was supposed to be my last day of training. Yeah, so this is a month after the race, and I did 6 weeks of training to do a 17K race. And I think it was worth it because I was planning on doing 1 hour and 45 minutes, and I finished the race in 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 58 seconds. So about 10 minutes faster than what I've planned. I gotta say, 1 extra kilometer every time I go for a run is a lot. That means 2 to 3 extra kilometers a week. Well, I thought I was doing something gradual, but it wasn't gradual enough. I thought that 1 extra kilometer wasn't a lot, but I'm not super experienced, so it was a lot. So yeah, that was too much, too fast. I think that 1.5 extra or 2 kilometers a month would have been great for me. But I wanted to be ready for the race and put all the kilometers in my legs, just so I would be able to finish the race easily, Which was absolutely the case. I mean, I ran faster than what I predicted, and I wasn't really tired afterwards. So I clearly ran enough during my training. But I did too much volume too fast, and I injured myself afterwards. But you know what? It's pretty good because that taught me that I have to prepare way longer for these big races. The plan was to run a half marathon in 6 months, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. My left knee is not totally healed, so that might be an issue for training. One thing that I'll remember is that doing smaller races before the big race is a great way to check on your level. This gives you a chance to readjust things a little and change your training accordingly. I really surprised myself at that mid-training race I did, and that gave me a bit of motivation for the big race. At that moment, I knew I trained enough, Another thing that I discovered was that regularly running in the morning before my coffee, even before brushing my teeth or taking a poop, was amazing. I mean, it felt so good to do that. I mean, I just had so much energy for the day after that. I am definitely gonna implement that in my life. And the thing about making a strict plan for running, I mean, I felt a little bit weird not totally sticking to my plan, But you can't. I mean, plans change. Life is not linear, so you gotta accept the change, I guess. If something interrupts your training out of nowhere, just train whenever you can. Do as much as you can out of what you've planned. And even that, if you feel like not going, or you don't feel like 100%, maybe don't push too much. Maybe that day you do half of what you've planned. Or rest and do it the next day. It's okay to push a few trainings if you're not feeling it, See what happened to me? I fell, started bleeding. My scar is still not totally healed a month after the fall. And after the fall, I lost a little bit of motivation, so don't push it too much. And also another thing, I think it's okay doing something that's not totally running. Like that vertical kilometer I did. That was one of my favorite things of 2023, by the way. That satisfaction at the end. Yeah, the climb was great cardio exercise, but the run down killed my hips and knees. I was way too tired from the climb to do that race down. Anyways, that was a great 6 weeks of training. I'm really proud of myself for doing this because I thought that my body could not take these kinds of beatings, These sorts of difficult challenges. I was a little bit afraid that my knee would not keep up with my mind, But it can, it definitely can. I mean, I just have to be a little bit more careful from now. Not rush anything, just take the time to enjoy my slow runs and concentrate on the harder ones, and I think I'll be okay. I don't know, I hope you got something out of this. Kisses!